I want to start out by saying that after I got home from work, I checked it a couple of times while I was at work. You know, when everything permitted, of course. And that was like the view count, because I do kind of look at these things just to kind of see what works, what doesn't. I'm not an analytics guy. Yeah, I'm just looking at the view count. If the view count's low, something perhaps did not work. If the view count's high, I'm thinking something worked. Something worked really well. And as of my last count, which was just about 30 minutes ago, yeah, it was big. It was pretty big. In fact, this last video did it was just about on par with the weekend video after 3 days, but this one did it in one. And all I got to say is, holy crap, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. We did get a few new subscribers out of it, so thank you for joining us. And if you're here because of someone else, let me know. Comment down below. That way we can get you set up with your free private reading, because, yeah, I'm going to do that for you. And if you wish to gift it to someone else, you can also do that. That is perfectly fine. Yeah, bottle of water, because quite frankly, I'm doing this. Actually, it's only minutes away from midnight. And you know what? I decided to bring these cards out again. Not because I think they'll bring more views, but because I actually really like them. Normally, I would use this part of the Viking Oracle to do that kind of reading with, but in this case, I think I don't know. I don't know. There's just something about them that's just really, really nice. On top of that, you saw the artwork from yesterday. If you didn't, feel free to go back and watch the video from yesterday. And if you're on any of my social media, which they're all over the screen here, you can check out the previews I post each and every day, and you can actually see the cards. Those runes, the little rounds that you see, the little wooden rounds with the runes burnt into them, were made by Witcharoo, of course, and her husband both did the artwork for the cards, which look like some really great photography. And I gotta know, how the hell did you do that? my photographs don't turn out that well. Perhaps I need some more lessons or something like that. Anyway. Tomorrow is Full Scale Friday. What is Full Scale Friday for those of you just joining us, just starting to rock with us? It's very simple. I do a complete reading. It is what most private readings tend to look like. So if you wanted to wait, tune in tomorrow, check that reading out, see if it's for you. If you are the type that's not really for you, you just want straight runes, you want straight tarot, or any of the oracle decks that I have, you just want just that one. So let's say you want Starseed Oracle, just Starseed Oracle. I can do that. Just Work Your Light, or just Sacred Rebels, or Spirit Animals, Enchanted Map, Viking Oracle, Runes of the Gods. However you want to do it, that's the way it'll be done. It's your reading. You get to pick. In any case, let's say I quit my grab ass and I start laying out some cards, right? Got the significator. This is going to be you for today. We also have our guide. And the guide is mostly what just kind of personally guides me, right? But it also sets the tone for the reading. So put that one right over there. Then, of course, we always have our spirit animal. And what we're working with today is Viking Oracle, Tarot Grand Luxe, Starseed, Spirit Animal, and Runes of the Gods, of course. Because they are all kinds of awesome sauce. Now, I'm going to go with mind, body, spirit. Each things you should be striving for. Strength of mind, body, and spirit. One of my coaches used to say such. He was a power lifter and an avid reader. Believe it or not, I took a lot of inspiration from that guy. Here we go with our Starseed Oracle cards. And this is a typical reading. I used to do all my readings this way. And then I don't know, on a whim I decided to do like the straight tarot Tuesdays and in honor of Odin himself, rune casting Wednesday, since Wednesday is named for Odin. Thursdays, the day named for Thor. I just decided to kind of go back to the same old. I don't know why I put that there. That's supposed to be there. That needs to be there. Here we go. Runes of the Gods. And I still love this artwork. By the way, Witcharoo, you need to tell me how you picked the artwork for the backup, because this is beautiful. And I'll be honest with you, I wish I were there. No kidding. I would love to be out in that right now. No cell phone, no electronics, no gadgets, no gizmos. The highest piece of tech I'd love to have on me is either a Swiss Army knife or my Leatherman. That's it. To me, that would be nice to get away for a while, wouldn't it? Alright, so let's dive in. Who are we today? Oh, in honor of Thor on Thor's Day, we are Thor. Funny thing about Thor, yes, he is hot-headed. He is very brash, but he is also very reliable. And of course I do wear Mjolnir around my neck. He is also protector of this realm and of us. And perhaps it's our day to be a little bit of a protector. And to protect is to nurture, of course. But today is a day of action. So for whatever you're hesitating on, don't do it. No more hesitation. Bust that rut. Protect those weaker than yourself. You can be forceful and sensitive. You are loved and protected. Thor has his shield arm around you. And that is very, very powerful. And this is you today. You embody that power. You hold that hammer and you hold it with strength. You hold that shield and you're ready. You're ready for anything. Get to it. And for our guides, the Norns. You know, the funny thing about the Scandinavian people was that they believed that fate was not a fixed thing. You could observe fate, but then you could also change it. And there are things that are fated. but our will and energy can alter them. And we receive gifts from the divine at birth, which we can develop or ignore. But you have to have focus and energy put toward a task if it's to be successful. And we've been getting a lot of that energy lately that, things are fated, right? But the question is, how do you take that? Now here's the thing, some things you cannot control in life. Okay? You cannot control the weather, but you can control how you respond to it. So if today is a rainy day, it'd be a good idea to pull out the poncho or the umbrella or the raincoat, if you will, and put it on. If today is going to be cold, it'd be a good idea to wear a sweater or a coat or a jacket. If it's going to be hot, it would probably be advisable to wear something lighter. Do you see what I'm saying here? You can control how you react or respond. I'd rather respond rather than react. It just makes more sense, doesn't it? So, how do you meet fate? And fate is something that you cannot control. That's really it. Unless you're the type that says that there's no fate but what you make. Learned that one from the Terminator. Anyway, spirit animal. Aha. Today, this is your animal. As much as we like to, and looking at this, setting the tone for it, I am utterly confident that today you are smashing your own rut. That doesn't mean you have to go out and, into screaming battle. Today, by protecting others who may not be able to protect themselves, and you have to use discernment to figure that out, you may be making peace. This is also known as frith. There is a quote in the Havamal that is referenced quite often, Havamal 127. And at the end of it, it says, "Where you see evil, call it evil, and give your enemies no peace," or give your enemies no frith, which means peace. Today, that is what we're going to do. How do we do that? For our minds, we have a 9 of coins. We're very, very rich in those practical manners, those grounded manners. These are things that can serve just about everybody. If you find yourself wealthy of some kind of material possession, now's a good time to consider being a little more generous. You're in the position, why not? For the body, a page of swords. New ideas, right? We can foster those. We may even be able to come up with some nice compromises between two old ideas. By the way, there's an old saying, and thank you John B. Wells for pointing this out to me, if you want a new idea, read a very old book. Perhaps you're full of those things that you've read in old books. And I'm thinking it sparks a brand new idea. Something that everyone can get behind in some way or another. And for the spirit, we have this 3 of coins. A lot of planning, a lot of building, and a lot of collaboration. And that's what this card is. It is collaboration. We do see one man working alone. But look at all of that behind him. Look at all of that in front of him. He's not doing this alone. Not at all. He's not building that cathedral by himself. He's drawn up plans. He's measured things. He has taken into account every intricate detail needed to make that a success. Guess what? That's you today. So, for some of us, our homes were originally in the stars. And we're going to see how we can do that. And this is our Earth. See, there's a lot of Earth here and here. But it says, fall into my arms. We are holding opposites and extremes of life. Life is all about extremes, ladies and gentlemen. You have seasons of extreme cold, you have seasons of extreme heat. Some days are going to be extremely gray and dark. Others will be extremely bright. Life is all about being able to deal with those two things at any given point in time. The Seas of Mintaka are next. This is where you see potential. And you bring the unconscious to light. Interesting how it lines up with that Page of Swords, those new ideas. Breaking out of that rut with Thor. Nice how it just lines up, right? Sometimes you have to let fate take you. You don't always control it, right? Now, things may be difficult. But this is what it promises you. Remember, we talked about meditation, right? And then Wunyo. And this card illustrates that very, very nicely. It says, you'll survive this. You'll have new solutions and beginnings. And guess what? Pointing right at that Page of Swords again. So let's see what the runes have, shall we? We have Dagas. Now this is your breakthrough, your higher consciousness, also your balance. Also just happens to be the very bead that Witcharoo put around the little friend that came along with the deck, which I still very much cherish to this day. I never really thought of this as a personal rune, but honestly, I feel more and more drawn to it every day. I can't stop looking at it, to be honest with you. We also have Gabo, our gifts, our generosity as well. Remember, the Norns pointed out that you are born with certain gifts, which we can choose to develop or ignore. And this one also points to the potential for generosity. Generosity within us all. But remember, generosity must be a choice. And like, even with Yera, the rune, says that whatever you reap, you will also harvest. Or whatever you sow, you will also harvest. You must give as much as you get. Sometimes, and they will equal out. I mean, Gabo is an equilateral X for a reason. Okay, so we understand that one. And then, Kanaz, your enlightenment and fulfillment, you, the torch, the beacon, lighting the way for someone else. Inspiring that peace, inspiring generosity. It all begins with you. Begins with me too. I'm not left out of this game. This reading is I don't know who needs to hear this, but hey, sometimes, you know, the Raven here needs to hear that, right? Okay. I think we get it. Make no mistake. Your hard work, your diligence, your openness to a brand new idea that may stem from something you already knew, but just never quite thought about before, is what will lead you to being that peacemaker. That's it. That's all there is to it. Would you mind if I told you just a little bit of a story? I seem to remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. This was back in the 1990s. So we were talking people in rubber suits with animatronic faces. And I remember there's a scene where Raphael comes home and he sees Master Splinter. Master Splinter says, "Raphael, come sit and listen." And he looks at him, he's like, "Can't it wait till morning?" He's like, "You will listen now." He sits him down and he says, "Listen. Anger turned inward is an unconquerable enemy." Talking about this with a friend today, or rather yesterday now. One of the things that John B. Wells had brought up in his Caravan to Midnight podcast was depression is anger turned inward. That is exactly why Splinter's words were so wise. If you turn your anger inward, it will turn into depression, and that can become unconquerable. You have what it takes to keep it from turning inward. And right now, I know things are hard. I know things are hard because this Inner Earth card, you'll survive this. This is not going to come without some kind of very, very tough work. And like Thor, you will want to just break out Mjolnir and smash the hell out of it. And I'm telling you right now, sometimes that is not the measure that needs to be taken. But whatever you do, don't let it turn inward. Reach out. Find somebody. Talk to them. There's always someone out there ready to listen. Even if they can't offer a solution, at least you'll be getting it out there. For the rest of us, today is our day to be that light which keeps someone else from turning their anger inward. And maybe that's the new idea. Just to be able to reach out. Maybe to just tell someone else, "Hey, I'm right here. Talk to me." And then we shut up. We let them rant. We let them rave. We let them carry on. I don't care if they sound like a crazy person. Just let it go. Let them get it out. I do kind of see that with this reading. That generosity doesn't have to come in the way of money. It can come in the way of ideas. It can come in the way of old stories. Old stories can make new ideas. If someone's frustrated with their life right now, they're absolutely just blah. They're ready to tear it all up, burn it all down, walk away. Maybe being a little generous with your time will help them go, holy crap, I just thought of something. And the minute they think of it, they'll be like, dude, thanks for just being there. That's all I needed. They're off to do that. This again. It all comes back to this. Sometimes it's the greatest gift of all. Sometimes it's necessary to restore balance in someone's life. I love you all. I really do. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this resonated with you, and I hope you got something to take with you today. Light yourself up, light the world, and as I'm always fond of saying, humans being, shine on.